Are you thinking about moving to North County, San Diego, but you're getting a little overwhelmed because there's just so many different options? Well, North County seems to be a place that a lot of people are moving to, whether you're looking for top-rated schools, a laid-back lifestyle, restaurants, shopping, beautiful beaches, and perfect weather. North County is probably the spot for you. And right now, we're gonna give you a ton of information to help you narrow down which area is gonna be best for you by hopping on Google Maps and literally breaking down every single city here in North County. And as a person that's born and raised in North County, San Diego, and has helped dozens and dozens of people relocate here, I have a feeling this is gonna be extremely helpful. Here we go. By the way, my name is Nick, and you guys are reaching out all the time, and we love helping you out. So if you're thinking about making a move in or around San Diego, just shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save a ton of time and help you with your real estate goals right here in San Diego. Now, this video is gonna be pretty long. You're definitely gonna wanna stick through the whole thing. So let's just get straight into it. All right, so let's get straight into this. You guys are gonna learn a ton right now. This is gonna be very educational. I'm gonna make you guys all mini locals. You're gonna know these areas pretty darn well after, or a lot better than you did. Now, let me show you guys. San Diego County is everything within that red dotted line. It is absolutely massive. It goes all the way up to San Clemente, which is Orange County, and then all the way down to the Mexican border, and even all the way almost to the Salton Sea, so Anza Borrego. So it's a big area, but let's go ahead and just break down North County because that's what we're talking about. I want to give you guys an idea of North County, everything that comes with living here and all the special things about each and every city. So let's go ahead and let me show you how big just North County is, because it's actually going to really end right here at the Highway 56 right here. So Poway, Carmel Valley right here, Del Mar, all the way up to Fallbrook in Riverside County. So this is all right here really going to be considered North County, San Diego. We got a lot of cities in here we're going to cover: Fallbrook, Bonsall, Vista, San Marcos, Escondido. They're not even all populating right here. Once we zoom in, we're going to see a lot more cities. So let's break this down. Let's talk about a lot and kind of go over questions that you're probably thinking. We're going to kind of zigzag and move our way around. But first, we're going to start with Fallbrook. And Fallbrook is going to be much different than a lot of the other areas that we talk about because it is a much slower pace of life over here. It's a lot more relaxed, very spread out, and houses are going to be on bigger lots. So you're going to get a little bit more bang for your buck. And it's pretty much, it's not showing all of Fallbrook when I have it highlighted right here, but Fallbrook's actually going to look a little bit bigger than that. It actually goes over here as well to Duluth and Rainbow. So Fallbrook's a pretty big area for the most part. And this is something you really need to figure out when you kind of, are potentially thinking about Fallbrook. Is it's big. So it's going to take you longer to get to shopping plazas, the downtown area, the beach, things like that. Now, what's cool about Fallbrook is you're only about 40-ish minutes to the beach over here in Oceanside. So you hop on Highway 76 right here. It's a straight shot the whole entire way as long as there's no traffic. Now, a couple things I do want to mention about Fallbrook is you do have a lot of nature and natural beauty out here. Once you start driving around, you'll really know what I'm talking about. And the homes out here are absolutely gorgeous. You do need to know that there isn't a ton of shopping accessibility out here. You have your main areas like over here in downtown. You actually have a couple downtowns. This is like the cute historic downtown right here, where it's off of Main Street and you have a lot of like cute older buildings, boutique shops. You're going to have yoga studios, things like that over there, some cafes and food. And then over here, you're going to have like your bigger shopping center with grocery stores and kind of your everyday necessities. And those are kind of your main shopping areas in Fallbrook until you get a little bit more south down near the 76. You're going to have a little bit more access to shopping accessibility, especially over in Oceanside area. So just keep that in mind if you're looking in Fallbrook, but just know that it's going to be a lot different than a lot of these other areas, especially once you get to kind of these veiny streets over here. Some of these roads are absolutely gorgeous. I'm talking views, avocado grows everywhere, orchards, you name it. You have a lot of that natural beauty out here, especially when it comes to preserves and things like that. Wine too. If you're big into wine, you have some really great wineries. Here's one right here. You have the Monserrati winery right here. Very pretty, very nice. You also have the Fallbrook winery. So it is kind of like a little wine town. But again, it's a slower pace of life. Now, when it comes to the homes over here, the median home price is going to be at about $750,000, while the median days on market sits at about 56 days on market. So you will have, a little bit more flexibility when you're looking for homes out here. They don't sell as fast. But again, this is going to be an area where you will get more bang for your buck. But do note that it does get a little bit warmer out here in the summertime. It can get to the 80s, 90-degree weather during those summer months. So if you're looking for a cooler spot, just know that it will get warmer over here. Now let's head out of Fallbrook, and we're going to head down the Highway 76 right here and land in the coastal town of Oceanside. It'll be nice to kind of mix things up as we zig back and forth. Now, Oceanside is a big area, and it's going to be hands down one of the most affordable beach towns that we talk about on this entire list. So, as you guys can see right here, it has a funky little shape to it, but that's going to be the city of Oceanside in a nutshell. And it is a big area. Just know that if you're on the far east side of Oceanside, it could take you, 30 minutes just to get to the beach and the coastal area. And that seems to be where everybody wants to be, is the coastal area, because that's where all the fun things to really do are, right? You have miles and miles right here off the 101 right here of just shops, bars, restaurants. And this is really an area, especially down here over near the pier. This is where you have the brand new hotels. It's being revamped down here, and it is changing so fast. And you have some, top rated chefs opening up restaurants over here. Just a lot of fun things to do, especially with cafes. There are so many good coffee shops up here. It is amazing. So if you like that walkability and, things to do like that and hanging out at the beach, this is going to be a great area on the coastal area, especially, with the homes. There's a lot of multifamily duplexes. There's going to be some cute bungalows. So a lot of homes with a lot of character over here, especially in South Oceanside. This is going to be another area where you have, again, more shops, bars, restaurants, and everything's really good over here. If you ever need recommendations, let me know for food, because I will fill you in and give you, some good recs for sure. But again, there is a lot of neighborhoods over here. It's a big spot. You have some wonderful neighborhoods like Fire Mountain, where you have windy roads, older homes with character. Loma Alta is going to be very similar, a little bit more affordable. And even like Miracosta over here, this is going to be a little bit newer, kind of a master plan feel area, but great prices. You can find a detached home for right around $1 million over here, which is very hard to find, especially being that close to the coast. And if you're into 50, or if you're looking for a 55 and up community, you have a couple good ones over here. Oceana is going to be a great one. Ocean Hills Country Club is one of my favorites. It's amenity rich with pickleball courts, pools. It's 24-hour gate guarded with some really cool homes back there if you're looking for that. But overall, demographic-wise and age-wise, this really will support any age. You have so much fun stuff to do over here, whether you're looking to retire, you're a young professional, or you're looking to start a family or have a family. All of these areas are going to be really good, especially Rancho del Oro over here. I could go on and on about a lot of these areas. Just know that there is some good spots over here. You just have to kind of know these areas, because you can be in a really nice neighborhood and then, you can take a 5-minute drive and be in kind of like a C-class area. That's kind of what keeps the prices where they're at right now. But again, things are changing really fast over here, and it is a really cool beach lifestyle over here. Now, the median home price over here is going to be right at about $811,000, while the average days on market sits at about 34 days. So, again, a very affordable area, but homes will really range, especially if you want to be on the coast in, east of or west of I-5 right here. Expect to bring upwards of, 1.6, 1.7 million, going well up to 5-6 million if you want something oceanfront. And then, as you head a little bit more east, you don't even have to go that far east, but you're about 1.5 million over here. And then it gets a little less expensive, $1 million. $1 million over here will get you a really nice home, even a little bit less than that. So Oceanside is going to be a great area to look if you're looking for affordable beach life. Now, we're going to head about 20 minutes away from the ocean right now. We're going to go back a little more east, and we're going to land in a town known as Vista. Now, Vista is one of my favorite areas in all of San Diego County for a lot of reasons. So let me break this down. You can see that it's a pretty big area. Again, you have some on the south side of the Highway 78 right here, along with a lot of it going north of the 78. Now, I want to explain something because the affordability, as you'll learn in a little bit when I talk about home prices, is amazing for what you get. And you have so many different types of living. Now, if you really like that master planned, family oriented community feel, look south of the 78 right here. This whole area for the most part is called Shadow Ridge. Really nice area, great schools, and it has that very clean and consistent look that a lot of people love. It's kind of like a golf course community, but again, it's a lot of families over here. You do have some people that are retired over here, so it has a very nice feel in my opinion. Plus you have shopping really close to you. You got a big center over here with Target, Walmart. They just opened a Trader Joe's over here, which is huge. That is going to actually bring values up a lot here. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's a thing people ask me for all the time. They want to be close to a Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or Sprouts. So you have one really close to you. Now, what's even more special and what I personally like is those not those roads, but those neighborhoods that are, every house looks different. There's a lot of character. There's a big matured trees everywhere. Just windy roads, no sidewalks. That is a lot of Vista for the most part, especially as you get over here near Bringle Terrace Park. You can see all these kind of veiny roads that are all squiggly. This is where you have all those homes where most of them are on bigger lots. Some of them have views. Some of them have never been remodeled, while a lot of them have been completely renovated. So it's really cool all throughout. I mean, you have warm ones up here. You have just right around here. This is going to be 92084 is the zip code. But really, really nice areas with some really cool homes. Good bang for your buck still, in my opinion. Now, a big highlight is going to be this area, which is totally being revamped as well. This is going to be the downtown. This whole area is going to be like the old downtown historic area where you have a ton of, really good restaurants. You're going to have a lot of breweries over here. You got a movie theater. It's a fun place to go meet friends or family and have a night out or have a day out on a Saturday. Really cool over here. And this whole area on South Santa Fe is kind of being redone too. So you're going to see a lot of new businesses come in, some that'll be mom and pop shops, while others will be, bigger chains. But there is some good chains here in San Diego that do deliver and make some really good food options and drink options. So don't be, discouraged by that stuff. But that's going to be Vista in a nutshell. Now, the median home price is going to be right at about $815,000, while the average days on market is at about 24. Now, there is a lot of affordability over here, but it's probably one of the areas that have gone up the most in prices in North County, San Diego, because it is very affordable and you still are very close to the coast and you have some really cool home options over there. If you're getting any value from this video, it would mean the absolute world to us if you just go down there, hit that like button, and of course, if you have any questions on any of these areas or anything San Diego related, we would love to be your real estate resource of choice. All of our information is right there down below. Hit us at about 5 minutes east down Highway 78 right here, and we're gonna land in the city of San Marcos. Now, you can see everything within this red dotted line is San Marcos. It's not exactly a big area, but there is kind of a lot to unpack because it is a very suburban area, and it's hands down a family favorite. If you have kids or plan on having kids, this is going to be a great area for a few reasons, which we'll talk about. But some of the neighborhood highlights here, you have some really great neighborhoods because it's a lot of the neighborhoods are HOA maintained. They're very clean. They're very consistent. Again, very family oriented. So some great areas are going to be like Santa Leo Hills over here. You have some amazing homes, some that have views. You got trails throughout this community. You have multiple parks. You have multiple schools. It's just an area that families absolutely love, and it's a great spot. So very unique. You also have another area right over here called Lake San Marcos, which is a hit. It's awesome over here. I don't care what age you are, you're gonna probably really like it. But this whole area is considered Lake San Marcos, where you have a lot of gorgeous homes. You not only have that, you have a lake, you have a couple restaurants in here that have kind of put Lake San Marcos on the map lately, and a new resort, which is really cool. But it's definitely an area I recommend checking out, especially if you like golfing. You got 2 golf courses over there, but no matter where you live in San Marcos, you're definitely going to be visiting this area. Now, what I want to mention is San Marcos is hands down your best bang for your buck when it comes to schools and cost of living. You have some really highly rated schools over here, and for what you can get with the real estate, great value. So keep that in mind when you're searching. And if a lot of this stuff that I mentioned sounds good, look more into this area. But not only do you have San Elijo Hills, Lake San Marcos, you also have a couple other, HOA maintained areas like Santa Fe Hills over here. If you do have a little bit lower of a budget, let's say below or right around $1 million, Richland area, this whole area back here is going to be a nice little pocket to look in. And, I would say most homes, you're going to be upwards of $1 million to be realistic, but townhomes, you can find less than $1 million. You have a lot of great options, and especially with shopping accessibility, all your everyday necessities are right here in San Marcos. You'll only be about 5, maybe 6 or 7 minutes away from a big shopping center if you do live here, especially right off of San Marcos Boulevard, which is kind of right in the middle of San Marcos. This is going to be great. This is where all of your, you got a Costco over here, you got a Nordstrom Rack, a Sprouts, Best Buy, Winco. This is where all your everyday shopping is, which is awesome. And just know that it is split up into about 2 different zip codes. Anything south of Highway 78 is going to be 92078, and north of that is going to be 92069. And, again, the schools. Do more research on schools, but this is going to be awesome. I actually graduated back in 2008 from San Marcos High School. Amazing school now. They put like over $200 million into renovations on this school years ago, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, the median home price over here is going to be at about $890,000, while the median days on market is at about 36 days. So prices over here, very affordable still, but I would say realistically, upwards of $1 million, you're going to have some really good options for houses. Now we're going to head off to a little bit more of a diverse area, especially when it comes to some of the housing. We're going to head into Escondido, which is literally about 5 minutes away from San Marcos. Really cool area with a lot of unique home options. Now, it's going to be a little bit bigger than this. It's actually going to go up to this neighborhood called Hidden Meadows up here, but that's going to be Escondido in a nutshell. And I will say the accessibility over here is great because you have a lot of freeway access. You can get on the 78, head to a lot of the towns we already spoke about, and you can get to the ocean in about 30 minutes with no traffic. Again, this is going to be where all of your downtown kind of hip areas are on the coast. So having coastal accessibility is really crucial in my opinion. And you can head up the 15 really fast. You can go down the 15 to downtown San Diego and everything that has to offer. So it's got really good accessibility. You do want to know that anything off Interstate 15 down here, it's going to get a bit warmer. It could get 10, 15 degrees hotter than it does the coast, especially in the summer months. So if you want those, cooler temperatures, try to get closer to the coast if you can. If you're willing to sacrifice, less space because your budget can't go as high, you might want to think about doing that. Now, let's break this down because you have a lot of very unique areas here in Escondido, and they're really cool depending on the housing that you're looking for. If you're looking for homes that are a little bit, have more character, bigger lots with views, guest house, all that type of stuff, look on the outskirts. Like Felicita is gorgeous. You're going to have Lake Hodges over here, Kit Carson area, East Canyon. All these areas are going to be more of those rural, kind of semi-rural properties that are just absolutely gorgeous with views. And then, especially as you get more towards the central area, you got a lot of cute older bungalow homes throughout, some that have been renovated, some that have never been renovated, but very good prices over here still. And the accessibility, like I mentioned, is great. You got shopping centers literally all over the place. You're only going to be about 5 minutes, I'd say, from a good shopping center, but more so the central Escondido right here off of Grand Avenue. This is like your cute historic downtown area where you're going to have, cafes, shops, restaurants, all that type of stuff. Really good food down in here. And then you have some bigger shopping centers like right here off of Auto Parkway where you got a Target. You're going to have a Sprouts over here. You also have a Trader Joe's you got a Trader Joe's and a Jimbo's over here, which is 2 for 1, which is amazing that you can find those. So a lot of really cool stuff over here in Escondido, depending on what you're looking for. Now, the median home price is going to be right at about $815,000, while the median days on market is about 27 days. So you can find homes not below, but below $1 million. But if you have a bigger budget, 1.4, 1.5 going up, you can find some absolutely gorgeous homes out. Head back over to the coast before we skip it, and we're gonna hit Carlsbad. Now, you're gonna notice that prices are going to significantly get a lot more expensive now that we kind of hit those northern parts. We're gonna start to move a little bit more south. Still in North County, San Diego, but prices are gonna go up a lot. So Carlsbad right here is probably a crowd favorite because it hits every box for most people. It's very clean, it's very consistent. You have everything that a coastal town has to offer. You got some top-rated schools. Everything that people want is right here in Carlsbad, which is why the prices are going to get a bit higher. Now, you have some really great neighborhoods, and I would say this is another place with some great accessibility. Every neighborhood kind of has its own shopping center. If you like those cute downtown areas with walkability and local coffee shops, local boutiques, Carlsbad Village is going to be the main primary downtown area where all that stuff is, including your nightlife. You got a lot of gorgeous beaches up and down this coastline. Even as a person that lives in Oceanside, we go to Carlsbad beaches all throughout summer. They're just some of our favorites, and it's absolutely gorgeous over here. You have the lagoons where you can do some water sports, but these neighborhoods are great. It's a big area too, you need to keep in mind, but Calavera Hills is going to be one of the more affordable options for townhomes and single family options. I would look up in there. You got Old Carlsbad over here, which is going to be kind of your area with those older homes with character, on the bigger lots and all that stuff, bigger mature trees. And parks. Parks are all over the place here. You have some gorgeous parks, dog parks, skate parks, everything is all over the place. So it creates this very, vibrant family-oriented area. Bressy Ranch is going to be another great location. This seems to be one of everybody's favorites because as you zoom in here, you have a lot of cute little homes throughout here, and you also have walkability to Trader Joe's, a ton of restaurants over here. I mean, really, really good restaurants, coffee shops, corner pizzas over here. You have so many great options. Now, don't let a lot of this stuff overwhelm you because I have videos on all these areas where I break this stuff down individually. So just know if you don't have enough time to watch this entire video, just straight up call us or email us, schedule a time to talk with us so we can pinpoint you to the right area. Once we know what your budget is and what you're looking for, we will save you hours, hundreds of hours of times really. It's crazy. We've helped so many people and it's what we love to do. So this is going to be, Carlsbad in a nutshell. Like I said, Aviara is another very classy upscale neighborhood, super nice. And then La Costa is probably one of my favorites as well because you have a lot of condo options that are a little less expensive. You got your golf course over here if you're looking for amenities, and you have some really nice single family homes with views. Now, the median home price over in Carlsbad is going to be right at about $1,625,000, while the median days on market is going to be right at about 38 days. This is going to be an area that's very well known for its schools. That's what kind of keeps the prices high. And just know that you have a lot of diversity in some of these neighborhoods, but overall, it's going to be a lot of HOA maintained neighborhoods that are very clean and consistent. So if you like that look, this is going to be great. Realistically, you can't find a single family home in Carlsbad unless you have right now about $1.3 or $1.4 million. That's where you're going to start to see some entry level stuff. But if you're looking for a condo or okay with smaller space just to get that different lifestyle, you can find condos starting right at about $750,000. We're gonna head just south into Encinitas, another very vibrant coastal town. This is kind of your epitome of a sleepy surf town in my opinion. And it's not very big as you guys can see right here. It's a little bit more cozier, we'll call it, but this is an absolute dream for a lot of people that have grown up here is to eventually own a home over here, because it's very expensive, but it's very laid back over here and it is a really cool lifestyle. Now, a lot of different neighborhoods over here as well, but I will say most of your activities and restaurants and all the hip things to do are all on the coast over here. Leucadia, this is a whole neighborhood on its own. Really cool homes back here. It is pretty expensive, but it's a very ideal place to call home, whether you're retiring or have a family or anything like that. And then you also have, well, here's going to be Encinitas proper again. And again, your shopping accessibility is all over the place. You're going to have the main Encinitas Center over here where you got your Target, and you have a lot of different shopping just all throughout here. And then just to the north, this is Carlsbad, but this is going to be one of the many Carlsbad things that you'll probably commute to even if you live in Encinitas, which is going to be the Forum. Ton of high-end, not high-end, but more of retail shopping, whether you need an Apple store or an REI, all that stuff. And, just a ton of accessibility when it comes to those shopping plazas. So you'll always be close to that for your everyday shopping. But I do want to highlight the coast because the amount of food over here is insane. I can go on and on about the restaurants because some of our favorite restaurants are all throughout the 101 here in Encinitas. So really cool spot. And if you want those kind of like a Rancho Santa Fe living over here where you got the mature trees, you know, bigger estate style living, look in Olivenhain. This whole area back in here is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous homes. Helped a few people buy homes back here and they love it. It doesn't even feel like you're close to the beach, but you're, you know, 10 minutes away. You also have really cool neighborhoods like Cardiff by the sea down here in the south side. So you have your own, you know, shopping infrastructure down here, a whole new set of, you know, bars, shops, restaurants. Really good donut place by the name of VG Donuts right here. Woo! Getting hungry just thinking about it. It's actually going to be right over here. You got a Best Pizza as well. So it's just a really cool place to live or call home or grow up. You will have so much fun over here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, the median home price over here is going to be right at about $2.1 million, while the median days on market is at about 35 days. So really cool area overall. Obviously, it's a little bit more expensive. You know, I would say you can't even find a single family home unless you got about 1.5, 1.6 on the low end. If you're lucky, it's very competitive over here. But once you get to like 2 million plus, you will have some incredible options, especially if you really value that, you know, morning walks on the beach, or maybe you like to have a morning surf session, whatever it is, Encinitas is going to probably have it for you. Now we're going to head just east into Rancho Santa Fe. Now this is going to be one of your most expensive zip codes in California, definitely in Southern California. And it's actually a little bit bigger than this. It's going to look more like this, but this is going to be one of your most private, exclusive styles of living that you can find here in San Diego. You have to have a bigger budget for this place. I mean, you can't find a home unless you got at least $2-3 million on the low end. That's going to be like a condo or a townhome. Now, let's dive into this a little bit more because I want to explain this. There is a lot of residential going on in here, but it's very rural style living. It's absolutely gorgeous. Once you start driving around some of these roads like Linea del Cielo, you're going to have El Secreto. All these areas are insane. They're gorgeous. It literally feels like you're in like a fairy tale town. And these homes that you'll see are out of this world. I'm talking 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, 14,000 square foot homes on an acre, 2 acres that have, you know, everything you could ever want in a house. A pickleball court, sports court, pool, guest house, multiple guest house. It's kind of that style of living out here. It's very lavish, but if you're looking for amenities and to join clubs, you have so many clubs out here. You have the Rancho Santa Fe Golf Club, which you technically can't even play here unless you live in the Covenant. You can't even be a member there. And the Covenant's going to be kind of this rural area. And then you have a lot of gated communities as well. Fairbanks Ranch is going to be a gated community with a ton of amenities. You're also going to have some really cool areas like the Crosby, another gated community, and Cielo is probably my favorite. You have some insane homes with some jaw-dropping views out here. This is going to be some of your best views you can find in San Diego. You can see all the way to the ocean up here, but it's absolutely gorgeous. But this is going to be one of those places that is a lot more higher end and more of an estate style living with a really small downtown area. The Covenant is going to be the main downtown area right in here. And again, it's a sleepier town. You got a few restaurants that are really well known and good. You got Time in the Ranch, which is a good bakery if you want to grab lunch. But that's really your main downtown area. You know, if you want to head and go get a lot more food options and restaurant options, you're going to head into areas like Encinitas or Solana Beach. That's where you're going to be going kind of daily or, you know, every few days. But most of your living is going to be done on your compound at this place. Now, the median home price over here is a lot more. It's right at about $5,725,000, while the median days on market is at about 38 days. So overall, a ton of absolutely gorgeous homes and estates all throughout these windy roads in Rancho Santa Fe. Just make sure you're bringing a bigger budget if you are looking over here because it does get very pricey. And one thing I want to mention too is the schools over in Rancho Santa Fe are some of the best in San Diego, probably one of the top. I didn't mention this, but as well with Encinitas, same thing. That's going to be the San Diego Union High School District, which is, I think it's ranked number 1 or number 2 in California. So really good schools in both of these areas. But let's head over to a little bit more of an affordable area. And we're going to talk a little bit about 4S Ranch and Del Sur. Now, Del Sur is not populating with this, but it's actually the same size. So this is going to be 4S Ranch in Del Sur. And it's very well known for the schools and the academics over here. This is why people tend to move over here. It's probably not right for people that are retired because you do have Mello-Roos and fees like that. So if you have kids, this is going to be excellent. Del Norte High School, very well known. You have parks all over the place here. You can just walk out your front door and probably have a green space really close by, so you can walk your dog, you can go have your kids play with other kids. It's a really cool family-oriented area, and you have a lot of trails that kind of twist and turn throughout Del Sur as well. And the shopping, you got 2 huge shopping centers. You got the Forest Commons right here where you have a ton of everyday shopping, where you got a Jimbo's, things like that. And then if you head just west into Del Sur, you have a Target, you got a Sprouts, and just your everyday necessity. So it's a very convenient place to call home. You don't really have to drive too much, which is nice. And if you do drive, it's only a few minutes because the schools and the shopping are really close by. So over here, housing is going to kind of vary. Del Sur is going to be a little bit more expensive in my opinion. So this area over here, then Forest Ranch, it's a little more entry level, but the median home price over here is going to be right at about $1.4 million, while the median days on market is at about 28 days. So the housing over here, again, HOA maintained, very clean, consistent. You have houses that range from 1,800 square feet going well up to 3, 4, 5,000 square feet, depending on what you're looking for. And a lot of these, especially in Del Sur, have some really epic views. So really good, great place if you're looking for community events and something very family oriented. Also, the reason I think prices are a little bit higher kind of in this more southern North County area is because it's a lot closer to some of the major hubs here for work in San Diego, especially Sereno Valley down here. This is a big tech hub. Just back in this area, you have so many offices and things like that. And you can shoot down there within 15, 20 minutes. Same with Rancho Bernardo, which is actually where we're moving into. But Rancho Bernardo, you have a lot of industrials right over here with some bigger, communication companies, tech companies, biotech. So, I think prices are higher because people make more money over here. So let's talk a little bit about Rancho Bernardo, which is the next spot. And this one's going to be more well known for its 55 and up community. So if you're in that retirement age and that's what you're looking for, this is going to be especially a really good spot. You have some really good ones like North Oaks over here. You also have Seven Oaks, which is just southeast of it over here, but great communities and very good price with a couple golf courses as well. You also have the Bernardo Winery over here, which is really fun. You got a coffee shop in there. You can do some wine tasting. They always have like little pop-ups happening over here and little community events, which is a lot of fun. But not only are the 55 and up communities great over here, you also do have some really good neighborhoods for families as well, especially just just west of the I-15 right here is really going to be really nice. And there's a couple scattered little neighborhoods and pockets that are gated that are just very family oriented because you are part of the Poway Unified School District, which again, this is why a lot of people live in these areas, is because of these schools are just so darn good. And that's the same with Del Sur and Forest Ranch. Those are part of the Poway Unified School District. So really nice area, a lot of trails, outdoor activities. It's a very awesome place with a ton of shopping accessibility as well. I would say there's not a bunch of nightlife or anything like that. It's going to mostly be on the coast anyway, so you're not too far. But the median home price over here is going to be right at about $875,000, while the median days on market sits at about 28 days, and you'll have a lot of different options with the housing over here. Whether you want to be in a 55 and up community, this is going to be great, or maybe you want just that family-oriented neighborhood, you can find homes, a little over $1 million if that's what you're looking for. Now, we're going to head just south of Rancho Bernardo and land in Poway. Now, Poway is going to be known as the city in the country, and once you start driving around, you'll know exactly what that means because you have a lot of diversity when it comes to some of the neighborhoods and just the living styles over here, and it's one of those areas that we get a ton of reach outs about because of these schools. The Poway Unified School District is one of the most well-known schools, or school districts, I should say, in San Diego and in California. It's really well known for not just its academics, but for its athletic programs as well. So real cool area over here, especially if you like hiking and having, nature close by. You got Potato Chip Rock, a ton of hiking and trail systems all throughout Poway in general. And I would say more of your affordability is going to be right in the central part of Poway, especially off of Midland Road. And the accessibility is great too, because a lot of your shopping is going to be right there off of Poway Road. And you also have a ton of shopping in Carmel Mountain Ranch. This is where you're going to have a Costco, Trader Joe's. The list goes on and on over here. You also have a Target right over here in Poway. So there's kind of a lot of accessibility, which is great. It does take a little bit to get to your house off the 15, depending on where you live. So that could possibly be a con. But if you're looking for space and more of an estate style home, look off of Espola Road here in the north side of Poway. You have some absolutely gorgeous homes over here. And, depending on your budget, you can find something very, very incredible. But overall, you do have a lot of diversity with the housings, whether you want something affordable or something a little more lavish, you'll have that. Now, the median home price over here in Poway is right at about $1,300,000, and the average days on market is at about 30 days. So homes, I would say that is right. 1.3, that's kind of where you probably will land. 1.2 is kind of your entry level for your detached homes, but a lot of your homes are going to be well above $1.5 million, and it's usually because of the schools. But again, you have every walk of life over here, a lot of retired people and a lot of younger families, high school students. You have a very mixed demographic. Let's head out of the city and the country, and we're actually going to go back over to the beach, and we're going to land in Solana Beach. Now, we've talked about basically, I think we probably hit like 10 neighborhoods so far, or 10 cities. So we've talked about everything north of this so far. We've covered a lot, and we only have about 3 or 4 left. So let's finish strong, and let's talk about Solana Beach. Now, it's not a big area. It's actually one of the smallest that we're going to talk about, but it's very luxurious, very high-end living, and it's got a very laid-back vibe. And you have a few different styles of living. If you're just east of the 5 here, prices will be a little less expensive, but you do have more of a golf course community over here. This is going to be Loma Santa Fe, where you got a couple golf courses, and you got some townhomes, some condos. You're going to have some really cool single-family homes. And if you're looking for club amenities, the Loma Santa Fe Country Club is going to be a great place to get a membership. You have a ton of, activities there, pickleball, tennis. You're going to have a spa, golf, all that stuff. And accessibility, you're only 5 minutes away from a big shopping center. No matter where you live here, you got your Sprouts, you got a Vons over here, Home Goods, plenty of food options as well. Fidel's right here is one of my favorite little Mexican restaurants in San Diego. Definitely check that out. But once you get west of 5, this is a little bit more luxurious in my opinion. You have some insane homes over here, with sports courts, pools, outdoor living at its finest. I mean, this is a very not glamish, but luxurious place to live in my opinion. And you also have some really cool trail access just right here on the north side. Annie's Canyon Trail is amazing. The Bataquitos Lagoon, this isn't the Bataquitos Lagoon, but the lagoon over here is absolutely gorgeous to just go hike around. And then the 101, this is where you're going to have all of your nightlife, bars, some really well-known restaurants. And then Cedros Avenue as well is kind of like the design district where you got some cafes. You can do some retail shopping. The Belly Up Tavern's going to be here too. So you got some really good local venue right here if you want to go catch some shows. So Solana Beach is going to be a great neighborhood if you can afford it. It's going to be one of the pricier areas, with the median home value being right at about $2.5 million, while the median days on market is at about 77 days on the market. And that's because homes sit on the market longer here because first off, there's not a lot of options usually, but B, it's a lot more expensive. I would say once you get over here closer to Cedros, it's going to be $5, $6, $7 million for a home. If you're east of 5, you can find stuff for $2, $3 million. Townhomes are going to be a little less expensive. So Solana Beach could be a great area for you if you have the budget for it. Before we head down and discuss Del Mar, let's actually hit the last one off of the 15 over here, which is going to be Rancho Penasquitos. Now, I feel like a broken record when I say this, but again, this is going to be an area that's very well known for having a really good school district. You have a very good family-oriented area back here. It's very suburban type with, shopping centers really close by. You got a ton of schools all throughout. You can see Mount Carmel High School, Sunset Hills, Black Mountain Middle School. Everything's really close and it's very family-oriented. And a lot of these homes, especially on the south side, are going to have some really epic views of trails and canyons. And you have trail access all throughout, pretty much all surrounding Rancho Penasquitos, which is really nice. And one of the big highlights is the 56 runs right through it, so it makes it really good for commuters if they have to go down to, UTC area, Sereno Valley, downtown San Diego, or even up to like Carlsbad or any of these areas. So this is going to be an exceptional location if you do have a family, and it's kind of on the affordable side for San Diego. Now the median home price is going to be at about $1,370,000, while the average days on market is at about 32 days. So the homes over here again are going to be, you can find some stuff starting at about 1.3 million. You can find condos below $1 million, but most of your options are going to be upwards of that median home price. But you have some really gorgeous homes back here depending on what you're looking for. And again, we have so many videos on this channel covering each and every one of these areas. So if you're interested in a certain area and you want to learn more, we probably have a video on it. Go to our YouTube channel and just go to that top right search bar and type in any of these areas, and we likely will have a video that will help you out a lot. Now, let's go ahead and move on to one of the final two. Thank you so much for sticking through. Hopefully you've learned a lot so far, but we're going to talk about Carmel Valley, which is going to be located just west of Rancho Penasquitos. Similar vibe, but this is an area that people absolutely love to call home, and it's because of your lifestyle over here. I mean, you can see just all this green space all throughout. It just has that type of life over here. Great walkability. Shopping centers are off the hook over here. You have one Paseo, which is actually where my office is. You can see my little beacon. But you have some higher end shopping over here. Lululemon, great restaurants like Nick's, Del Mar. You have some awesome options, and you even have the Del Mar Highlands right across the street with 3 times as many options. You got a Jimbo's over there if you want some, organic market. It's just a great place to call home, and you have so many different housing styles, whether you want a smaller condo or a bigger townhome or even a single family home, options all throughout. Or maybe you want something more luxurious. Look in Del Mar Mesa down here. You have some glorious homes throughout. Bring a bigger budget. And I also do want to mention that Pacific Highlands Ranch is actually right here. This is considered Carmel Valley as well. It's just a newer area. A lot of these homes were built, 10, 15 years ago, while a lot of Carmel Valley was built in the 90s and, early 2000s. So construction is a bit newer over here, which people seem to really love. But Carmel Valley is going to be a great spot, especially if you really value that walkability and accessibility. Look at how close you are to the beach. You can get there in Del Mar beaches in 5-10 minutes, which is awesome. Now, the median home price over here is going to be right at about $1.6 million, while the median days on market is at about 26 days. So depending on what you're looking for, you have to be very patient over here because homes don't pop up for sale very often. Again, this is going to be an area with top rated schools. You got Cathedral Catholic over here, so you got some private school options. But your public schools you really can't go wrong with, and it's very family oriented over here. Every household, for the most part, seems to have kids. So if you want a condo or a townhome, you can find condo options a little below $1 million. Townhomes are going to be 1.2 to 1.5, and your single family homes, you really won't have any options till about $1.6 million. So bring a little bit bigger of a budget over here. You likely will really love it. Last but not least, we are going to end with Del Mar, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump from Carmel Valley. Chances are if you live in Carmel Valley, you're probably going to go to Del Mar pretty often. But I want to make that known too for North County, because no matter where you live, you will be going to these cities more than you think for the most part, because they all offer different amenities, different lifestyles. And whether you live in Vista and you want to go hang out in Solana Beach for the day and live that luxury life, you can do that. That's the beauty of it. It's only going to be about a 20-minute drive. So keep this stuff in mind when you're looking in North County, but let's go ahead and end it with Del Mar. This is also going to be very similar to Solana Beach in a way. It's very small. It's very well known for the Del Mar racing, which you have about 2 seasons now. So it does get busier in these coastal areas. All these coastal areas will get busier in the summertime. So expect longer wait times, commute times, things like that. You also have the fairgrounds, which happen once a year as well. So it brings a lot of tourists over here, but the homes over here are absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't matter if you're, over here off of Stratford or you're up in the hills over here off of Crest. You have some gorgeous homes over here, but it does get very pricey for a reason. Also, a lot of your shopping is more of like cute boutique shopping, mom and pop shops, all off of the 101 right here. You have so many options. You also do have the famous Dog Beach right here. if you want to go bring your four-legged friend down to the beach and meet other dogs. You just have so much fun down here, and it's just a really cool and unique lifestyle. You will love it if you have the budget for it. Now, prices here are going to be a lot more expensive. The median home price is right at about $4.8 million, while the median days on market is about 22 days. It's a place that people all want to live if they can afford it, so you do have to be extremely patient when you are looking for a house. A lot of these coastal luxury areas, a lot of homes sell off market. So if you are looking for something, you can't find it, hit us up. We will look for something off market and do everything we can to find you that. But again, bring a bigger budget if you're looking over here in Del Mar. That is going to wrap up our map tour of all of North County, San Diego. And I'm sure this video has brought up a ton of questions in your head. And that is exactly what we're here for, is to help you narrow down and find that perfect area and home. So feel free to reach out. All of our information is right there down below. We're available anytime. Also, we have a couple of videos right here that'll probably be extremely helpful as well. I'll see you there.